my family members and people that I knew were like, oh, like, what are you doing? Like, you went to college, you studied this, and you wasted your time. And welcome back to Filter What?
Filter What Podcast, let's get it.
Hey, what's up? It is your girl, Satti, and the man to the left of me.
What's up, y'all? It's Dash. Let's get it.
And welcome back to Filter What?
What we got today? We got a special guest today.
Yes, we do. We have a very special guest by the name of Yosmi, the young and talented, beautiful model.
I'm going to put some sound effects in there.
Yes.
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me.
What's up? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie.
You'll be fine.
But I'm
You'll be
excited.
fine.
Don't mind. You're good. Don't worry about it. We're just here to get to know you and for the audience as well to get to know you as well. Okay. So the name Yosmi, I love the name. It's so unique. What is the origin and what does it mean?
That's actually so funny because my mom made the name up.
Oh, okay.
She put her middle name and my dad's middle name together. So she took the first two letters of her middle name, Y-O, and the first two letters of my dad's middle name, M-I, and then she added an S in the middle.
Nice.
It's actually pronounced Josmi.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually pronounced Josmi, but all my life I've gone by Yosmi or Yo-Yo.
Yosmi, yo. Okay, nice. Okay.
That's
cool.
Okay, so we knew each other for some time. I knew you for
Yeah.
years, and I'm happy for all your accomplishments thus far.
Thank you.
So what inspired you to get into modeling, and were your parents supportive of the decision?
When I was 16, I was really shy and really quiet. I just didn't talk to that many people at school. I was very introverted, and my mom wanted me to come out of my shell.
Right.
So we walked into this building in Manhattan. We were there for something totally different. And the guy thought I was one of the models. And he was like, oh, like, are you here for the runway class? And my mom's like, runway class? And he was like, yeah, like, she looks like one of the models. So my mom's like, oh, we're going up there right now to check it out. And I was like, no. I remember, like, I was holding on to, like, the wall, like, the edge of the wall. And she's, like, pulling me, like, we're going. This is going to be good for you. This is going to get you out of your shell.
Right.
So that's literally how I got into it. But I did not, my mom basically encouraged me to start. But at first I was just doing it for fun. And it was more kind of like a challenge for me to just like come out of my shell a little more. But I did not want to start modeling at first at all.
Okay.
But my parents were pretty supportive when I finally decided to. Like, fast forward a few years later, I went to college, I was in school, and I was working a retail job in the summer. And they were doing construction on the bridge. I live next to this bridge, and it was really hard for me to get there. I didn't have a car. The bus schedule was always off, and they always scheduled me for night shifts. And at that time, there was no buses to come back. So my mom would have to come get me. So mom was like, you should quit this job, and you should try modeling.
That's dope.
And I was 19 at the time. And I think that's like the first time I met you, because then I started collaborating with a bunch of photographers to grow my portfolio. And the rest is history.
That's dope.
Nice.
Right.
How would you say your journey has been with modeling?
It's been good. There's definitely been a lot of challenges. Like in the beginning, I had no idea how to start. Starting was probably the hardest thing. Also, you meet a lot of different personalities too. You run into a lot of scams, a lot of sketchy people too. So it's really hard when you don't have that guidance. I had to like start from the bottom up. Like, I had no connections, nothing. Like I had to do my research. I had to build my connections network. It was a lot. But it's been a fun journey. And I'm happy that I'm now at the place where I am, where I know like what I need to do.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's dope. Nice. All right, so with all your accomplishments and opportunities thus far, what has been the most surreal for you? Like
the most surreal? Ooh, I don't know. I think the most surreal was when I worked with Ulta Beauty.
Oh, nice.
Because I love makeup, and I never thought I would work with them. And I also have eczema, so I got booked because I have eczema. A lot of the time, like, I feel like my eczema kind of hinders me because they want perfect skin, and like I have like a lot of discoloration like all over my body because of like the flare-ups. But they actually hired me because of that, and I was talking about my eczema. So it was really crazy, like being on set, and they did my nails on set too. Like they did my nails. The photographers there were really like famous and like well known, and it was just so like crazy. And then when I saw the article online, I was like, whoa, like that's me, like that's actually me, like on the Ulta website. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, that's super cool. That's super cool.
Nice. Okay. Have you ever thought about, because you did mention that you are more of commercial print. Have you ever thought about transitioning into other segments of modeling, like runway or, you know, music videos?
Yeah, I actually started with runway when I was 16 because I was so young and they thought I was gonna grow.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm only 5'3" and 3/4.
Okay.
I always say 5'4" though.
5'4". No, keep it that way. You always gotta bump yourself up just a little bit.
Myself,
so
and I'm only a quarter away. So yeah, I tried runway, and sometimes they do make an exception.
Right.
But I just didn't really like runway because it gave me so much anxiety backstage. It was a lot of things going on. Everything's rushed. Like, it's just really hectic. And also, I don't think I would be able to make a living off of runway because, like, it doesn't pay.
Right.
Or if it does, it doesn't pay that much. And also, because of my height, a lot of designers want someone who's, like, 5'8", 5'9". So yeah, I didn't really enjoy runway. And then for music videos, I feel like music videos kind of reminds me of like partying. I mean, music videos were really fun too, but I don't know, like it just wasn't like my my thing. I still do them sometimes. Like I did one last summer for Fabio Foreign, and it was featuring Coyle Ray. And Naja. And that was crazy because I was seeing them in person. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. Like, I'm really here right now. And it was so last minute. I literally just went because I had nothing to do. And I got like a text like, hey, do you want to be in this video? And I was like, okay.
There's history from there. That's nice. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I've seen that you recently transitioned into photography, which is cool. So being a person that's usually in front of the camera, how does that translate with you being behind the camera?
I actually get so like nervous. I have a photo shoot right after this. I'm doing someone's graduation photos. And I know her, so I'm not as nervous, but I get really nervous behind the camera, which is so ironic because I don't get nervous in front of the camera. So it's a weird transition, but I really like it because now that I have my own camera and I'm learning to photograph myself, I can literally be like, oh, I have this idea, I'm gonna shoot this today. And I can just like do it, and I don't have to like wait on anyone. I don't have to travel anywhere, so that's nice. I get to be more creative because I do a lot of commercial and print, and a lot of the photos that I need for that are very simple. They want natural hair, natural makeup, not like simple clothing. So I wasn't able to get creative. I was always like investing on like having those type of photos. And now that I have my own camera, I'm like, well, now I could do everything. Now I could do beauty. Now I could do like lifestyle. I could do editorial, which is fun. I love editorial but it's just so hard to get booked for editorial. So a lot of my photos are more like catered to like commercial and print.
Okay.
Your photos are actually like good. It looks like you've been doing it for a long time. Like your work is A1.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. I was like, okay, check her out. Like, like coming from a photographer, like, your work is great. Like,
that actually means a lot coming from you.
Not for real.
You were one of the first photographers I like shot with.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
I don't think you knew that though. Did you?
I didn't know that.
Young. I was 19 when I shot with you.
I remember. I remember I was working, but I didn't know I was the first. I didn't know that. That's news to me.
Were you I think you were definitely one of the first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that means a lot to me too. Like
I did not know what I was doing. I did not know how to do my makeup. I did not know how to do my hair. My outfit was like it was just a mess. I was winging it at that point.
Nice. What would you say are your most biggest strengths as a commercial print model?
I think maybe me smiling. Like I'm able to like smile like I don't know.
You have to, though. You definitely have to.
Because, like, usually when you're, like, promoting a product, you have to try to sell the product. So obviously you have to be like, usually they want happy and like energetic. So usually I'm just like,
right, exactly.
and like making fun faces, like,
Right.
like I don't know how to explain it. So I would say maybe that.
Right.
I'm also like able to like tune everything out. So if the set is not good, like I've had sets where like they don't treat you that nice or they might not be as professional.
Right.
I'm able to tune it out. Like I'm able to still like
that's great,
do my job. And then after I'll cry about it.
Right.
No, that's very professional.
At the end of the shoot, I'll cry about it. I'll be like, okay, I don't want to do that ever again.
No, that's beautiful. That's very professional. You gotta, fake it, do what you have to do at the moment. Exactly, fake it till you make it, and then go home later and then stop.
Right. Okay, so what's next for Yosmi? What do you see yourself 5 years, 10 years from now?
I see myself acting more.
Okay.
I've always loved acting, even before modeling. That was always like my thing. I did theater all the time, which is so funny because I was so shy, but on stage I would become a different person.
Right.
So I'm happy that I'm slowly like coming back into it. And commercial work helps me because sometimes they'll give me lines and I'm like, okay, like this helps me, like this gives me a little bit of practice.
Right.
So yeah, I see myself doing more like hopefully TV, film.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope.
Okay.
Maybe building more like my photography skills.
Right.
I want to like try to get more creative.
Okay,
Right. That's dope.
nice. Okay, who would you say are your top 3 favorite models of all time?
Top 3 favorite models of all time.
Yes.
That's hard. I would say the top, like, this is pretty, like, I feel like this is such a common answer, but right now I love Bella Hadid.
Okay.
Like, she's just so fierce and, like, I love her look. I also really like Gigi Hadid when I was growing up. And I was, like, one of those, like, audience people and, like, one of those, like, shows. She hosts a show. I think it's called Next in Fashion. And it was recent, a few months ago. And I literally just went to sit in the audience and Gigi was there. So I'm going to say her because I saw her in person.
Yeah.
And then the third person... Naomi.
She's one of my favorites too.
Yeah,
I love her.
Naomi. I was trying to think of like also like America's Next Top Model because there's a
lot of them.
Yeah, there's a few that I like from there. I love that show.
Listen,
but it's not realistic.
Yeah. It's not, but you
it's
know,
entertaining.
Exactly, very entertaining. So I get it completely.
All right. So, what's some advice that you would give to somebody coming before you, somebody that's trying to get into modeling, acting? What's some advice that you would give them?
Well, there's so much that I could say. Do your research.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of scams out there. You don't have to do anything that you're uncomfortable doing.
Right.
Because in the beginning, I would collaborate with photographers that do more like sexy photography.
Right.
And I would just wouldn't be comfortable. And I felt like pressure to like be sexy. And that's not what I wanted to do.
Right.
But I thought it was normal. I'm like, oh, maybe this is just how it is. Like people like pressuring you to like, you know, do something a certain way. But then I later found out, I'm like, no, like, it's just their style. Like, you don't have to do, like, you don't have to work with a certain photographer. Like, you don't have to, like, be sexy if you don't want to. Because there's so many lanes.
Absolutely.
There's even hand modeling, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's hand modeling. It's called parts modeling. Like, people, like, I've worked with this company now for, like, 2 years. And I literally just model their nail polish. And it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. And like you're just showing your hand. Like
And
your
that's
face
it.
is not in it. So if you don't want to show your face, you don't have to. Like you can do parts. There's agencies like specifically that will get you jobs for parts. Like showing your arm. Or like even makeup, like you know the swatches, how they'll put like lipstick on your wrist. So yeah. I would also say don't let anyone's negative opinions influence like your decision, like what you're trying to pursue.
Yeah.
In the beginning, some of my family members and people that I knew were like, oh, like, what are you doing? Like, you went to college, you studied this, and you wasted your time. Like, you should be doing what you studied. You shouldn't be modeling. You shouldn't be acting. Like, what are you doing? And obviously, they didn't say it like that. But some people were just like, what are you doing? Like literally, like what are you doing? And it hurt my feelings because I'm like, oh, like you guys should support me. Like I just want to follow my dreams.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, definitely don't listen to anyone's negative opinions and it's your life at the end of the day. Like, it's not anyone else's life, so anyone's opinions don't matter. You also don't have to tell people what you're doing. Don't tell people what you're up to. Don't tell people your plans.
That is very true.
Like, because when you tell people your plans, people be like, maybe you should do this. Like, people always have something to say.
Exactly.
So it's best to just keep it to yourself and just follow it. Like, just pursue it and do what you want to do.
No, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Words of wisdom. You heard it for your very own, Yosmi. Thank you again for coming on the show. We are happy to have you. And where can people follow you?
You guys can follow me on Instagram, Yosmi14. I also have TikTok, Yosmi1414, and I have another TikTok, but that one's super embarrassing, so I'm not gonna mention it.
Okay.
Nah, it was a pleasure having you on. Knowing you thus far for all of these years and just seeing your accomplishments and seeing you grow, I'm really happy for you. And I was really excited, like, to really have you on the show. Like, I'm glad that.
Really?
I'm glad you was able to be on here.
Oh, thank you guys so much for having me.
Pleasure. Thank you as well. Well, thank you guys for tuning back into Filter What. We're out of here.
See you at the next video.